We ranked all the Power 5 schedules here at Mark Rogers TV. Now we are giving you the results of all the games for 2017 in the Power 5. We've started in the ACC Atlantic Division. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, catch the audio versions of our conversations with some of the best bloggers and broadcasters in college football on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean. All right, we move on to the defending national champion, Clemson Tigers. All right, here's how it shakes out. And if you have yet to catch any of these videos, the percentage off to the left-hand side is the percentage at which I believe is the probability that that team will win the game. So that doesn't mean they're going to win every game. Classic example last year involving these very national champion Clemson Tigers involved their game at home against Pitt. Clemson was the favorite. They had a high percentage chance of winning that game, 75, 80, 85% against what turned out to be a 7-5 Pitt team. Well, what ended up happening was Pitt pulled off the upset. So I am picking some upsets here, not going straight chalk on these games. All right, Clemson takes on Kent State to open up 2017 play. They're almost a guaranteed win, and they get the W. Then they've got a return trip from the Auburn Tigers. And, of course, Clemson had difficulty scoring against Auburn on the Plains last year. Much different teams this time around with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback for Auburn. And, of course, most likely Kelly Bryant, possibly Hunter Johnson, waiting in the wings for the Clemson Tigers. I'm predicting an Auburn upset in this game with Stidham at quarterback against Clemson. Could be a very close game. Clemson, as you can see right here, 60% chance of winning. I believe Clemson is slightly a better team. Auburn on this night pulls off the win. All right, then a run of wins against Louisville. They've got Boston College, Virginia Tech, a tough assignment on the road for the Tigers at Blacksburg, but they pull out the victory. Wake, Syracuse, those are wins. Georgia Tech, always a rivalry game. Their cross-division rival in the Yellow Jackets, they get that win. NC State, probably going to provide a challenge for Clemson as basically they look for a game manager at quarterback early in the season, allow the defense to win the games along with a running game. Although they're replacing their three top playmakers last season in Artavis Scott, Wayne Gallman, and, of course, Mike Williams. All right, we get to the Florida State game for the de facto ACC championship. And it has been for the last several years, going back to 2012. All right, Florida State has to come to Clemson. The Tigers have won this game the last 2 years, therefore has marched on to the Atlantic Division Championship and the ACC title en route to a college football playoff berth. This time, Florida State, better than Clemson, gets the job done despite Clemson developing the offense and the passing game in particular throughout the season. Florida State still better at Clemson, and they lose their second game of the season before closing out with the Citadel and South Carolina, and they defeat the Gamecocks, although not 56-7 this time against the Gamecocks, still an 80% probability chance of winning that game, and Clemson pulls through to finish at 10-2 on the season. A fine campaign from Dabo and company, but they do lose the two games, and one of them in conference. So it's 7-1 in the ACC. It's 10-2 overall for the Clemson Tigers. Always, we welcome your comments and your questions right here on Mark Rogers TV.